Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. And we are live here. This is Bitcoin Price Predictions. I'm your host, Daniel Plummer, the Crypto Kid, the Ganja Ambassador. And this is brought to you by Howard Blockchain TV. And it is sponsored by Addis Ababa Advanced Technologies Incorporated. This podcast is brought to you as an educational medium for you to be an informed investor and user of cryptocurrency. And also so that you understand the future of finance and where the world is headed concerning digital currency. Okay, so we make this free, available daily. If you want more advanced and in-depth understanding, then we do have paid courses. But our first two courses are the first one is free. The second one is $17.95, and you can register for those courses at plumberuniversity.com/Bitcoin Mastery. Okay, it used to say Bitcoin_mastery, but we just changed that. We're trying to make it as easy as possible for people to look the page up. And just as a software developer, there's one way that developers prefer to have the page show up for our purposes, but we're moving over to the fact that we're thinking of the mind of the average person who is online, and they're going to just want to type in one word, and they're just going to want to type in one word, and they're going to want to type it in as a string. And so that is the reason for these complicated name decisions and changes and things of that nature. In the news, Bitcoin is down $1,600 to 58,995 US dollars. Ethereum is down $41 to 2,649 US dollars. In the news, we have some confusing headlines from Forbes and Altcoin, and both state that Kamala Harris is going to continue the Biden crypto crackdown. And my belief, is that stops Kamala Harris' 2024 presidential ambitions in her tracks before she even gets started. So, Donald Trump previously was leading Joe Biden by 8 points. I personally felt he was leading by 15 points, but maybe my biased views contributed to that. And so they withdraw Biden and then replace him with Kamala Harris. And then now Donald Trump is ahead 25 points. And I just don't see how Kamala Harris can make up 25 points when she wasn't on the campaign trail because Biden didn't campaign. Generally, you have presidential primaries, and the president goes around state to state, and it's an opportunity, one of the rare times the vice president gets to speak. And so that is where people get to know the vice president, get to know their views, their policies, where they stand on foreign policy, on domestic policy, on finance, and things of that nature. And by the Democrats forfeiting the presidential primaries, they didn't give Kamala Harris an opportunity to become familiar and known by the public, let alone the Democratic Party. So the average Democratic voter knows very little about her. The average Republican voter doesn't even care about her, let alone doesn't know about her. So, but they would like to know about her so they have something to criticize, and they have not even been given that. However, for Forbes to say in a headline, "It's over, Harris will continue crypto crackdown," they've ended her presidential campaign ambitions. I'm confused on why they would do that, because it is just going to be picked up by other media outlets and circulated and duplicated. The only thing I come up with would support what I already said is that at the Democratic National Committee convention, which is coming up on this coming Monday, that the Democratic National Committee said that Kamala Harris has enough votes to get the Democratic nominee. And that's from a survey. Playing devil's advocate, I said, what if the survey is incorrect? What if somebody else, such as a Michelle Obama, who is more familiar to the public, has made her positions on domestic and foreign policy known, is liked by the Democratic voter, is Republicans are indifferent. They don't have really many criticisms against Michelle Obama, though they don't care for her. She is more popular and electable than a Kamala Harris. So to me, the only reason that these negative headlines are being released is because Michelle Obama is going to surprise Kamala Harris at the Democratic National Convention and get the vote, just like Obama upset Mrs. Clinton, Mrs. Hillary Clinton. So Hillary Clinton got surprised at the Democratic National Convention and did not get the nominee, though she felt walking in she would. And it didn't even matter because they had a presidential primary and Barack Obama picked up those votes, those delegates at each state primary. Since they've forfeited the presidential primary, no one truly knows who has enough votes to get the nominee. And so this leaves a free-for-all, and I am leaning on the fact that because the headlines that it's over, it's because of a leak. Now, who would do that? Who would leak the fact that Kamala Harris is going to continue the crypto crackdown? So I'm going to have to, I know if I was a Republican, I would, but I don't believe any Republican people are part of the Biden cabinet and are part of Kamala Harris's team. So it can't be the Republicans. So it's a Democrat. So your guess is as good as mine. Is it possible that Barack Obama is responsible for this leak? Now that is a possibility. This is getting strange. This is like the Twilight Zone. So I'm telling you now, they've sank Kamala Harris's presidential aspirations for 2024 before they've even gotten started. And you can hack into as many state Wi-Fi's as possible, but trying to flip the votes to make Kamala Harris win after this leak of her going on a crypto crackdown is not going to work. So I'm with Forbes. Forbes and Bloomberg reports are the leading financial media outlets. And if they release that it's over and Kamala Harris is continuing the crypto crackdown and it was revealed under a leak, it's over. So it will be interesting to see the headlines over the next 2 weeks because my belief is Donald Trump is going to take this and just run with it, and he's going to run another 15 yards. So this is going to put Donald Trump ahead of Kamala Harris by 40 points, and he's probably going to sell some T-shirts and sneakers over this and make some money. So, wow. Okay. Tuesday. On a Tuesday, we get it. No, this is Wednesday. So it's Wednesday, and we get a surprise. And this is just getting strange and weird. I already said that this presidential election cycle in 2024, the Democrats are going to turn into a circus, a P.T. Barnum and Bailey circus. We're going to have men in stilts walking around. We're going to have acrobats, um, uh, elephants standing on balloons, just crazy stuff. So with that, this is Daniel Plummer signing out. Remember, the future is crypto. And look for those courses on plummeruniversity.com/Bitcoin Mastery.